Hey, what up, guys? Thanks for joining us again for this week's Tornado Hole podcast. This is episode 0. We're getting closer to the real deal. It's your guy, Barty Foss, here for another week of gaming awesomeness with, of course, the man with the plan. His name is Carolina Retro. Let him know what it is, Carolina Retro.
Yo, I'm Carolina Retro. Welcome to episode 0. We the hero. Welcome to the show.
You giving us too many bars.
We don't blow. We don't blow. I'm just coming up with this flow. I got dough. What you been playing, false god?
Oh my god. Oh, you know, I wish I could rap too, but I'm not that technical. What I'll say is this. Speaking of rapping, I got the cussing part down because I've been playing Hearthstone, which is, at this point, you just cuss at the screen because it does not feel like a completed card game. You know, I'm a Blizzard stan. I'll admit that. I've been playing Blizzard games for quite some time. Yeah, so I've been a Blizzard fan for a long time. So when they announce a card game, I'm like, oh, I play card games. It's on the computer. This is right up my alley. So I've been in the Hearthstone game for a little bit. Majorly Druid. I usually play Druid. Druid's kind of OP, but whatever. I've been playing Druid and Rogue, but just this season, man, I don't know what it is, but it just, you can't, it seems like you can't play mid-range or tempo in this season. Everything is either going to be straight up face, odd, you know, rogue, odd paladin, odd warlock, not odd warlock, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, the different D&D like classes.
Yeah. It's just straight up the decks are super. You remember how like back in the day when we played Magic the Gathering at school, and it would be the red deck, and Rant was basically just to blow up the person real quick before they even could do anything decks?
Yeah.
It's basically like half the decks in Hearthstone is like that. And then the other half is like those slow, take all year to win.
Like you have to like type build yourself up before you can do anything.
Yeah.
Like you have higher like cost.
Exactly. Like it's very turtley, take all day, but I'm a fan. They have a new expansion that's coming out. We're not going to cover that today because there's so much to it, and we're going to wait till all the cards drop. But yeah, just back on the Hearthstone train, you know, just taking some time to enjoy some, you know, mobile games and stuff like that before school starts back here and before the fall hits, when all the, you know, the major stuff comes out, specifically, you know, the Battlefields, the Soul Calibers and all that. But yo,
and
Rick,
the Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, of course. But yeah, Carolina, what you been playing?
Actually, I've said this a bunch. I couldn't wait till Sonic Mania Plus came out.
Nice.
And it did not disappoint me. They actually resurrected 2 people out of Sega Purgatory. Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel.
Awesome.
It's kind of fun, you know. It's good to see these 2 again, and I can, like, you know, replay. Especially in Encore mode, I can have any type of team that I want. I can have Knuckles and Mighty. Flashbacks to Knuckles Chaotic.
Okay.
Or Sonic and Tails, Mighty and Tails, you know. It puts a new twist on the game when you're playing in Encore mode. And it has, you know, secret endings now, so they expanded on it. So
okay.
The update is free, but now it's like DLC. I think it's like $5 on the PlayStation Store, which I do need to, like, you know, get for my PlayStation.
I still have.
I played it at a friend's house, so
that's awesome. No, I was gonna say, I still had the original one, but I did like you. I kind of played it over somewhere else. They have the little gaming center, KO. Knockout Esports Arena, plug. I'm gonna plug them every week. But they had like a setup with that version on there, and I got a chance to play the what's the flying squirrel guy?
Ray.
And yeah, he plays. I kind of for a second I was like, okay, how's this gonna go? Is it gonna be like some sort of you have to mash the button or something? Because when I saw it in action, his gliding ability I was like, okay, I played a lot of Super Mario World as a kid. Everybody has. I hope it's like that, you know. And I was happy that it was. You know, you kind of just, you know, you kind of glide and pull back, and it's a cool looking effect, and it kind of makes some stages pretty quick. But on some other stages, you might as well not even have it. Like there's some, especially like the chemical plant stages. It's like you really can't get those maze like stages because you can't really fly too much because they're closed in, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where Knuckles comes in.
Yeah, exactly. Knuckles. I didn't get a chance to play the other guy though. What's his ability?
Basically, he can bounce off spike.
Oh, so he can't be killed by spikes.
He can't, like, you know, he's immune to spike.
That's interesting. Wow.
I know in Knuckles Chaotix he had wall jumping, but I don't know if they implemented that in Mania.
Okay.
But yeah, he's immune to spikes. Him being an armadillo.
That does make sense. I guess like the shell.
Yeah, in the comics. Mighty was the one that taught Sonic spin dash.
Oh wow, really?
Yep.
Hey, that's actually
Mighty and
cool.
Sonic were like, you know, Mighty and Sonic were like friends. You know, kind of. Mighty went on to Sega Purgatory.
That's
and for those of you who do not know why Mighty and Ray were released, Sega had Sonic the Arcade game. It was like an isometric platformer, and those two made their appearances alongside Sonic the Hedgehog. In fact, those two were gonna probably wind up being the mascot for Sega, but they went with Sonic.
You know, I was gonna say, I really appreciate that they have these characters that are from the lore and from outside source with like the comic and all that. Because I hear the comic is a big deal to some people. I never got into it. Like when the Sonic comic was at its height, I was kind of more into like, you know, X-Men, Spider-Man, all that. But I kind of wish I could have got into that because I keep hearing about these characters from the comics, like those two, and then there's like a green hedgehog that's like an evil version of Sonic or something like that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Scourge the Hedgehog.
Scourge, yeah. So like,
I kind of made him on Sonic Forces.
Okay.
When I first played, but the less I talk about Sonic Forces, the better. I wasn't like a fan. Kind of like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, but
yeah, well,
but we'll talk about that disappointment to another time.
Exactly. It's all happy times here. That's been our What You've Been Playing section, guys. Thank you for listening. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll join you in a few seconds in our news section. Stay right here. It's Tornado Whole Podcast.
What's up, guys? We are back, and we got news for you. Barton, you want to go first?
Of course I do, because the first piece of news came today out of nowhere. After, you know,
like an RKO.
Like an RKO out of nowhere. Myself, when I was a kid, we had access to the game systems years after everybody else got them, but we got them later in the game's life cycle. But one game that stood out to me, because I sucked at fighting games as a kid, I actually got a lot better as I got older, but one game that always stood out for me because I felt like I was doing something was a Super Nintendo. I had to borrow my sister's Super Nintendo to play it. It was, of course, Killer Instinct. And the music will come in here right here. I'm not going to play the music. I'm just going to hum this. I don't even think that's the actual song, but you know what it is. Killer Instinct, god darn it. So,
Killer, baby.
yeah, killer. You know, all that stuff with the Killer Cut CD.
I had the Killer Cut CD. I actually had this game too. I had to fight my cousin over this to play the Super Nintendo.
I was about to say,
I actually do have the cart too.
I remember I burned your copy of the Killer Cut CD because we didn't have it, because we had to get ours from the pawn shop, and it come with the CD and all that nice stuff.
I jacked my other cousin for that CD. Like, I want to play this.
Yeah. Great game series. Today, Microsoft, out of nowhere, on the Killer Instinct Twitter, announced this Tuesday, was it July 24th? A major announcement for Killer Instinct fans, dude. That's insane.
What is it going to be? More characters, a new game, a new season?
Here's how I feel. The last
Gargaros
season, being
unveiled?
I mean, he's already in the game, but
I'm that far behind.
Oh my god. You're way behind. Because I noticed the community is a little bit split. Some people think it's going to be more DLC. A lot of people, I hope, are thinking it's going to be a whole new game. The reason I think it's going to be a whole new game is because the last season was pretty You know, you got Kilgore, which was basically a full gore reskin with a machine gun attached to it. And kind of like a Robo-Kai kind of mechanic where he can overheat and all that. Then you had Shin Hisako, which was a reskin of Hisako, but she had like a sword instead of, you know, I guess it's a katana or Yuchi Takada. I'm not familiar with the weaponry, but it was a long sword, and she was basically a Hisako reskin. And of course, there was a what's his name? Tusk? Not Tusk.
Yeah, for like AI Gold.
No. What's the guy's brother's name? That
Eagle.
Eagle.
Chief Thunder.
Chief Thunder's
Chief
brother.
Running Mouth.
Yeah.
I think it was Eagle.
Eagle made it in. That's right. Eagle was the only like real newish character. The other two were reskins. So in my opinion, I think this is a new game announcement. Okay, I played the Killer Instinct, the new version, when it first came out because I had an Xbox One at the time. But as time went on, I traded it in for a PS4 because I became to realize that Capcom was going to be shafting the American audience this time and only releasing stuff on the Sony console. So I traded my Xbox One in for a PlayStation 4 so I would be able to play those Capcom games. Because, you know, we're Capcom guys here, but if I could have kept it, I would have played it a lot more. What were you going to say?
But lately, Capcom's been treating their fans like sugar honey iced tea, but we'll save that for later.
Of course. But I hope this is a new game because the rumors are circulating that Microsoft's got a new console coming out next month. I mean, not next month. You know what I mean? Next year. That'd be a say. Yeah!
Oh, shoot.
We got y'all.
You gotta save my money, but...
Exactly. But, you know, it's been a minute since they've had a new fighting game in their stable that's home to the Xbox. And Killer Instinct is that franchise. I think this is the time to announce a new game. Maybe it doesn't come out this year. Maybe it comes out next year with the new console if it is announced. If it's not announced, put it out next year anyway and have crossplay. Why not? Come on. What y'all gonna do? Just let people play the same game? It's been 5 years. You know, that's a pretty long drought. Not quite as long as the third strike to, you know,
Street Fighter 4
drought. But actually, if you think about it, that wasn't really even that long of a drought because Capcom Fighting Jam came out in like 2006, and Street Fighter 4 came out in 2009. Now people hated Capcom Fighting Jam, but it was a game technically. And then they put out the Alpha Collection in like 2007, I believe, 2007. So there were games coming out from Capcom that were fighting games. They just weren't what people wanted. People wanted a new Street Fighter, so it took till 2009. Late 2008 for
Capcom to list.
Exactly. So,
and then, you know, Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, Ultra Street Fighter.
Exactly. And I think that the difference of this series is that it's by an American company. I'm not the guy that's going to say that Japanese companies are any way different. It's just a unique variance in customer service practices. Whereas, like, American companies, you know, they tend to kind of listen to their fans and kind of try to balance games based on what the fans think. They try to do that. I noticed that Japanese companies have a tendency to be more like, well, we put the game out, you guys bought it, play what we're going to do what we want to do, you know? We'll try to tweak stuff a little bit, but at the end of the day, we don't care. It's our game. We want this character to be good. Like, if you haven't noticed that most Street Fighter games at the beginning, Ryu's going to be ridiculous. Chun-Li's going to be ridiculous. All those characters are going to be ridiculous, right? But in the next version, they'll nerf those characters to the ground, and they'll make some other characters. Like, they know what they're doing balance-wise. They just are making it so the characters they want to be good are good. And that just doesn't seem like a good type of backing to have for a game that you want to be in a competitive gaming sphere. But, hey, Killer Instinct...
Yeah, they don't care about a lack of fans.
Exactly. Like Killer Instinct, they had like people were complaining about like what's the zombie guy? I forgot his name. See, guys, I quit so early, but they were complaining that the players and the fans were complaining about certain characters, certain techniques. The company will look into it. They will see if it was affecting outcomes to a certain extent. They will realize it and they will fix it. There was no really this long time. Now, some people say they don't like that. They want the game to live and breathe, but we're not in 1987 anymore. Or we're not in 92 anymore. We're not playing on, at the laundromat. They can make these changes quicker than that. They don't have to wait years to fix, God Rubel
Cinder,
or whatever. Yeah, or Cinder or whatever. So, I'm hoping Killer Instinct 2. I'm hoping not more DLC. If it's more DLC, that's fine. I might pick it up this fall, just to get into it. I felt I was too late. I felt since I missed that initial rush that I would never be able to catch up with everybody, but who knows? But there's so many games coming out this fall. I don't know if I'll ever have an opportunity to kind of put that time in to get as good as I want to get. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, a new Killer Instinct 2. I'm glad I put a wait point right there for when Retro just fell. All right, but like, so I heard you heard some Soul Calibur news before you fell on your ass there. What happened?
Keyboard drop. My keyboard drop. I was looking at the Valdo reveal trailer. Yes, they revealed Valdo, Geraldo, Faldo.
Of course.
Your favorite BDSM Vega-like character is back for SoCal 6.
Nice.
I was like, wow.
So Valdo, when was his first appearance? Was it Soul Calibur 2?
Yeah, Soul Calibur 2. And all I remember from him was he always turned into a spiked ball and just dashed at you. He was one of those, kind of Eddie Gordo type characters, and then sometimes he can ring himself out.
Oh, kind of like a Cervantes,
if you weren't
too.
careful. Yeah, he's like plays like Cervantes. You can't just button mash to win him. You got to know, how he moves, and stuff.
How he moves and stuff. Excellent. No, I'm joking.
I never played Valdo.
I've never played him either. There was a guy when I was in tech school. He used to play Valdo, and I had a nagging suspicion that dude was mashing the whole time because he'd be like, "What was that? I've never seen that in my life. Come on now." Like I'm playing Sophitia, I'm doing my little quarter circle forward, I'm doing my little shield bash, I'm doing my little, the grab, and like you can kind of tell what I can see what I'm doing. But some of them dudes would be like, they be mashing, dude be doing the splits. It's like, what is this? So
Valdo's like the Eddie Gordo of Soul Calibur. You get button mash to win.
Exactly. But I'm not gonna trash. I'm not gonna trash Valdo players as a whole because I just never was around an area where Soul Calibur was like the game to get good at. It was more like a fun game, just people play it for fun. So, outside of my stuff, go for it.
Yeah, my area, everybody wants to play Smash, so it's like. I'm
talking about back in the day. Like, of course, now it's a whole different. But I mean, like, even back in the '90s and early 2000s, it was like the only games that I remember people really trying to get good at were like the Capcom games,
Yeah.
And Tekken.
Yeah. I remember people be like, "Yeah, I play some Street Fighter. I pick Akuma."
And they would get to you drop kick, trip, fireball, Rage Demon, and you can see him mashing the jab, so it's the Rage Demon coming.
Like, get that out of here.
But Valdo, he's a unique character. I think he seems like he's a tricky character. I can't give a full breakdown. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I didn't play the character. He just looked weird to me. Not because the dude would come out there looking like a Prince video from like 91. with the cod piece and the little spikes and stuff. And I was like, you know what? That's a unique looking dude. I'll never play him, but he looks unique, and I would just go ahead and select, Khalik or like or Lizard Man or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure.
Give me Yoshimitsu anytime.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure he's a character for some people out there. I'm sure there's some people that are excited. I might take the time to learn him just because of how how weird he is. It's like, oh, now I know I can figure out what to do. But back,
But nah, he's not our go-to character.
But
yeah,
he's a unique character. I hope people that enjoy him play him. I probably won't play him, just because he seems like he's gimmicky, and I don't like gimmicky characters.
No. Hashtag no gimmicks needed.
Exactly. I like the straightforward kind of here's my buttons characters. So we'll see, but you never know. But speaking of unique and slightly weird gameplay, Maximilian Dude, shout outs to Max. He had an interview. He was at the interview at the Capcom panel at San Diego Comic-Con this weekend. And he was there where Ono, from his belief, not even leaked, but he alluded to a Darkstalkers game in the future.
Interesting.
Yeah, Darkstalkers is one of those games that's always been a very, fan
base. It gets fan service.
Yeah, it's like a cult classic.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I think.
And I'm glad that you spoke of San Diego Comic-Con too.
Oh, what happened?
Because it was revealed on San Diego in that event with the Power Rangers Legacy War with the Street Fighter characters.
Yeah.
They are getting a little short movie made by Bat and the Sun, and they got Tommy, Jason David Frank, and Sierra Hanna. She was one from the new Power Ranger series, Megaforce / Super Megaforce. But
Megaforce wasn't that good.
The writing wasn't all. Super Megaforce's writing wasn't that good. It was an anniversary series.
You said the writing wasn't good on the Power. That has to be the worst writing ever.
I don't know who wrote it. Maybe Vince Russo wrote it. Let me stop before
If the writing is noticeably bad on a Power Ranger show, you should have worked in this town again. Like, get out of here. It's like, no. The villain's gonna. He's gonna.
All right. Here's the thing with Power Rangers. It was based off a Japanese show called Super Sentai.
They know this.
Now,
this is a gaming podcast. They know this.
But anywho, let me get back to the announcement.
Okay, go for it.
Bat and the Sun is doing a movie-based game off of Power Rangers Legacy. For just recently, Legacy Wars just released Street Fighter character. So now they made Ryu into a Power. So it's coming out this fall. Bat and the Sun.
Now, level with me here. I saw some of the trailer because just to of course we want to make sure we stay on top of these things as a gaming podcast. Yeah, but I saw some of the trailer and it looked like it was just Ryu in a Power Rangers costume. Nothing changed. He didn't have any new moves.
He has some stronger variations of his moves. Or it looks stronger. I haven't unlocked him yet.
What is he?
But
does he jump in Titanus? Is that his move?
They don't even. He doesn't use the Megazord. He has the Megazord. I don't know. But
does he have a Zord?
He has a strong. I don't know. What a giant.
A giant dirty bag he jumps into and it just rolls at you. No.
Apparently the story goes somehow Bison gets to the Power Rangers world, and takes over. And now Tommy summons Ryu and Chun-Li, and apparently Ryu got a power coin. I've seen people trying to make cosplays of it already.
Is this the same person that wrote the Mega Force?
No. No, it was not Vince Russo.
So, Ryu Suzuka...
He gets a ranger form. Tommy hands him a power coin.
Okay.
In the trailer, I'm like, what? Why? Why though? In the Bat in the Sun movie, he was fighting them. Tommy morphed. I'm like, okay.
So, is Bulka's skull still a thing?
No, actually, like I said, I've been reading the Shattered Grid comic. Their big event. Skull got killed. I'll just say that.
Killed.
Yeah, evil Lord Draken snapped his neck.
What type of comic is this? They're killing us. A kid. You know what? I need to check this out. If they're killing people like that, if they're killing comic relief, I need to read these comics. That's insane.
Yeah, this is the alternate world where Tommy just took over everything.
And all y'all had to do was send 3 putties. They would have shut it down. That's how you shut Tommy down with a couple putties.
Never mind Goldar.
Yeah, no.
Never mind.
No Goldar. None of that. This is like 2 putties. You even said it was with a Z.
But yeah, getting back on track. The movie comes out this fall. It's going to be done by Bat in the Sun, the same people who do Superpower Beatdown. It's going to have Jason David Frank reprising his role as Tommy Oliver. So I'm kind of looking forward to that as a Power Ranger fan, seeing how they utilize the Street Fighter character.
Oh yeah, for sure. It sounds like it's going to be quite an event. If you're interested, or maybe if you're not interested, you gotta check it out. You never know. It's Street Fighter. It's Power Rangers. Who knows? Maybe they'll do like he'll sure you get a big monster when they make him bigger. He doesn't have a Zord. They're like, what is he gonna do? And he just sure you gets the thing, and then I just walk out the movie. I just get up and walk out. Like, all right, I've had enough. But yeah, check that out this fall. Check out the announcement for Killer Instinct this Tuesday. Darkstalkers, Who Knows, and Voldo, Soul Calibur 6. Yeah, that's been our new section. Guys, thank you for being here. It is, what's next? The Retro Corner. Yeah. That's all for our news section, guys. Check out our retro section here in a few seconds. Thanks for staying with us. This is the Tornado Hole Podcast.
Twisted Metal 2. I remember my exposure to this game. It was on the demo disc.
Mania Special, the game. I'm sorry, that's what I used to refer to it as, the Mania Special game.
Oh, God. Yeah, pretty much. You hold the machine gun button, go up, up, down, down, up, up, shoot the most powerful weapon in the game. Oh. And pretty much if you unlock Minion, you got it on, you pretty much had the difficulty down 1 notch. Except on easy, because easy you only saw half the game. But actually it was fun. I used to play I actually did beat it with all the characters. I was just like, bored one day. I'll say the hardest character to beat it with is Mr. Grimm. He's like the lightest, but his special hits the hardest.
You think he would have wished for a better car? I wish to have a better car so I don't have my chest out to catch a missile. It's like, what? Like, that's insane.
Or and the endings were kind of monkey paw endings. Oh, let me get a body. Okay, you get a body, but you got to get another head next.
Oh wow.
Or can I fly? Okay, we're gonna fly like Superman. Nope.
Oh, true.
But I remember this game from the demo disc video that come with your PlayStation 1.
Oh yeah.
I remember. Let me see.
I remember it had the little screens. It would pop up like. dead, and it'd be like da 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 da, and it'd be like Twisted Metal and Parappa, you know, Jumpin' Flash, a trailer for Jumpin' Flash.
I had the one with Twisted Metal, and then you had the one with Star Wars Masters of the Terrace Cost.
Oh yes, they hit that incredible fighting game.
Oh yeah. Huh. Next week I'll talk about another a crossover game featuring Iron Man.
wait, we're not even done with this segment. What is going on? so more about the game. You can't just be like, all right, here's the retro corner, Twisted Metal, Mania Special, the wishes. That's it. What's that? Oh fuck! Is this the source? Is this the source.com? Is this the source.com? What type of game? What type of shit? We compete with like that. You talking about some, yo, it got the Mania Special. It got like a motorcycle and a wish.
They got a monster truck. They got I talked about some of the endings and they got a cop in there. They got a homeless guy who's actually thought the game was a dream.
There it is. Okay. See?
And they got a car like a doom buggy who's actually a bomb sent by the LAPD.
Oh, wow.
Of course, yeah, because the first game took place in LA.
Of course.
Let me see. Then they got somebody driving a pink Cadillac. Probably got it from the Masters of the Universe movie.
Or Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Juice.
No. Oh, here was one. They got a guy named Spec. His name was Ken Masters. So I was like,
oh, they probably were fans.
It's not Ken. It's not Ken from Street Fighter. He's a popular actor who looks like Johnny Cage.
Okay, so that was like, we're gonna take both of these two similar characters and put them in one.
I'm surprised they didn't get. I'm surprised they didn't get sued. Then they had like the Mr. Grimm.
He was the motorcycle guy, right?
Yeah, that was the motorcycle. Okay. Then their mascot, Sweet Tooth, who is actually a hidden character in the game.
Sweet Tooth.
His wish was he wanted to be a bug for 24 hours.
A bug?
It's like, what? I mean, we had multiplayer, co-op mode. You can actually unlock Jet Moto stages, fight in.
I was gonna say.
Then you can unlock.
I was gonna say one of the cool things that I recalled about that game was that you could blow up environments and make the stages different and stuff like that with the remote bombs.
Yeah, you had in LA. You can blow up the Hollywood sign.
Okay.
Not sure, but you can blow up the middle of the stage. I know Paris, the first thing we always did, blow up the Eiffel Tower.
Of course. Man, I wish it would do a remake of that.
Amazon, nothing in the Amazon, you just blow up pyramids. New York, you can blow up the Statue of Liberty to get like a hot bikini girl or something else.
Okay.
What was the one? Antarctica, the stage just falls apart, like melts away.
I was gonna say the Detroit stage. The Detroit stage, you could blow up downtown and it looked the exact same.
Oh, that's Hong Kong. That's the last trains. But the trains do damage you though if you get hit by them. Then you got Holland, which it's just an open field. But yeah, I mean, God, I mean, it was like I said, it was a fun game. Even though you can use minion special, you choose to unlock minion. You pretty much won the game. Ain't no reason for you to lose if you had minion.
Oh, okay. See, I was always more of a Vigilante 8 type guy.
Oh, bull crap. You play Twisted Metal too.
I'm just trying to be the contrarian for the fans. But Twisted Metal 2, man, it's a good game. But
yeah.
But thanks for the retro corner. That took like about 45 minutes, but we got through it. I'm gonna cut 90% of this.
Yeah, pretty much, because we had the blooper reel.
Yeah, it's really. It's the retro corner. Twisted Metal 2. What are you talking about? Hey, they got the special. They got the what? They got Mr. Grimm, and they got wishes. Ta-da! It's like, what type of... Okay. All right, on to our next segment. After this, it'll be our rant section, the rant of the week. Yeah, that's where we get to complain openly about something that's going on in the gaming. Check you guys back in a few seconds. Thank you for joining the Tornado Hope Podcast.
Tornado, hold on!
All right, guys.
I gotta find sound.
We'll get it. I gotta find it. But for our final section, it is the rant section that it is going to be dealing with Capcom.
I find your lack of fan service disturbing, Capcom.
And you know what we're coming for? Exactly what he just said. Capcom and their DLC BS practices and their lack of fan support. I came upon this rant when I noticed, not too long ago, but a few years ago, when Street Fighter 4 was out, they had a version called Super Street Fighter 4, and they were getting ready to announce AE 2012, or Arcade Edition original. I can't remember which one, but what happened was people were just sitting there waiting. We're sitting there waiting, no announcement, no nothing from Capcom for months on end, and we're wondering, wait a minute, don't they like their fans? We're playing this game. It's all on TV. It's all on the news. It's all on social media. Where's Capcom? Turns out another game was coming out in that same window. Yes, that's right. Guilty Gear Xrd was getting its console release in America. Well, somehow, once they put a release date up, Capcom all of a sudden came out of nowhere like, okay, well, now we want to release our game, and it's going to be basically 2 days before or 2 days after whenever they release their game. And in my mind, I was like, wow, that's a unique coinky-dink. Okay, whatever.
Hey, really, Capcom?
I wasn't thinking about it at the time. I was like, okay, maybe that's just a Japanese thing. But then I began to notice when Injustice 2 was announced, same situation. Same thing happened. DLC characters were announced, DLC characters were put out. And it became a pattern all the way leading up till now where there was such a long delay between where they were going to release who's the character? I'm sorry, you distracted me today. But I had this all thought out. But basically,
hey, don't forget about our game. Don't get Injustice 2. We'll release some DLC for you to pay.
Exactly. Basically,
type thing.
It's either DLC or games. Basically, what Capcom's been doing since about 2010 is timing the releases of their fighting games in the same window or during the release of other fight games on purpose in an attempt to stifle these games. Now, myself, I don't consider myself a member of the FGC. I consider myself a member of a person that plays fighting games, but I understand the FGC is a thing. Some people really take these games very seriously, and it defines them as a person. And for me, I would think that the more games out, the better. And the more different games, the more opportunities for you to find a game that fits your niche. If you're not that great at mind games and all that stuff, you want to play a straightforward game, maybe there's a game for you. If you like more of a variable game with cool traits and all that stuff, maybe you'll play Injustice. If you like kind of real spazzy action-packed stuff, you would play like maybe a Marvel. If you like anime kind of Marvel, but like with like super in-depth tactics per character, you play Guilty Gear. Just having variety, you know what I'm saying? And it seems as though Capcom goes out of their way to stifle the ability of these variety games to come out, and it's annoying. It's horrible. It's a horrible practice because what they're doing is literally hurting the entire community when they take way longer than they should to release a DLC character. League of Legends will release a DLC character. Okay, I can't say that. I'm not a League of Legends fan, but like I was a fan of Heroes of the Storm. And Heroes of the Storm was putting out DLC constantly. They were either going to give you some information about it, or they were going to put it out. The droughts like, yes, some MMOs have droughts because they have to make a lot of stuff, but the droughts that come in these games, like the fighting games, there's no excuse for that unless you're trying to intentionally cause these droughts to, you know, drive fans away, and that's what happens. You know, you drive people away when they're tired of playing the same characters, or they're tired of playing the same game. They want to try something unique, put a new spin on it. If you're taking so long to put these characters out, you're killing your momentum. That's why I'm glad more American developers are getting into this game and see. I'm glad we got Killer Instinct. I'm glad we've got Injustice. I'm glad we've got, you know, Mortal Kombat's always been here, but, you know, I'm glad it's more options, because in the past, you know, there was a holding pattern. Like after 2005, really the FGC just kind of was on hold until 2009. It was the same CVS 2 games. It was the same Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And you just had to just play the same games over and over again. CVS 2 came out in like 99, dude. There's no reason that should be the tournament standard for 10 years.
Actually, CVS 2 came out in 2001.
Okay. Well, which one am I thinking of? Marvel vs. Capcom 2 came out in 99, right?
Yeah.
MVC 2.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay, so basically there were games from 2001 to 1999 that were still holding up the whole entire FGC 10 years after the fact. Like, what is going on?
But see, Capcom doesn't really have any they don't really have any that much competition, because SNK was going through their identity crisis. SNK Play More, SNK this, SNK that. Now SNK, where's SNK now? I mean, they can do decent fighting game, King of Fighters, which is probably still going on. You got KOF 14, their latest game, but you don't hear nothing about it.
That's true, and it seems as though the Japanese developers could be doing a lot more. Like Capcom did, I will admit they did do more to make the game seem more competitive. Whereas Tekken decided we're going to wait 3 years before American players can get their hands on Tekken 7. Capcom was like, no, we're going to release it everywhere at the same time. So I will give them that. Out of the Japanese companies, they are probably the most user-friendly and Western-friendly. And I appreciate that. I just think they could do better, you know. Namco is a whole different company. They have their own different ideals. I think they care more about their Japanese fan base first. Same thing with Arc Sys, but Dragon Ball Z is more of a Western type of game. But with everything else, they kind of cater towards the Japanese fan base first. But Capcom, all your eggs are in the American basket. Why are we still being treated like this offshoot? You know what I'm saying? The arcade scene is dying in Japan. Like, at one point, it was still like everybody would say, oh, well, it's dead in America, but if you go to Japan, there's arcade. That's over. They're like, here, they have gaming centers, or they play online. There's like, there's a few, Taito stations and stuff around, but it's nowhere near how it was in 2002, where, like, everybody would be at the arcade. So, in my opinion, they should be doing more to, cater towards those Western fans, because they are, in fact, keeping these companies afloat. If Resident Evil 7 would have flopped, who knows? Nintendo might have been able to come in
and get them. Probably going to Namco or
Microsoft. Microsoft probably could have bought Capcom if it would have flopped. They could have bought Capcom and got all their IPs. They've done it in the
pretty
past.
much.
That's what I'm saying. So I just want them to be the best, because, like, I hate to say it, but, like, Capcom.
It's our childhood, basically.
Yeah, Capcom and Blizzard are my two favorite gaming companies since I was a kid, and I want these companies to do well. Blizzard obviously never is going to fall off, but like, I think Capcom could do so much more. I enjoy Resident Evil 7. I enjoy Monster Hunter World. Those games are amazing. They got so much great support. There's such, but I just don't understand why the fighting games still get the shaft. Like every other game in their division does. It just feels so much different. It's almost like a different team, or like there's more resources put to those other games. Monster Hunter sold 8 million copies. Like, that's insane. I think they've close to 10 million copies at this point. That's like, serious business. Like, why can't Street Fighter sell 10 million copies? Why can't Street Fighter get that type of backing? Maybe it's comes down to who's running
the direction. And decisions. Oh, we'll release the game, but they'll have 8 characters, and we'll use the rest of them as DLC.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe Ono's side probably should be in charge of fight games. Maybe they should put the Monster Hunter guy, who everybody says is a product of nepotism, but the game's amazing. They got that game right. He could be, you know what I'm saying? You can be like, oh, it's nepotism, but hey, if that's nepotism, they need to do more of that because that Monster Hunter World is amazing. The only reason I'm not playing it right now is because I'm kind of maxed out. And but as soon as they release the Behemoth DLC, I'm in there, and I'm in there for G-Ray too. You know what it is. So yeah, I think Capcom could do so much better with their fighting games, you know. And that's it. That's been a rant. It's kind of rambled a little bit, but forget everybody else. F them. Do your thing. Capcom, come on, man. Like, put some people out. Give me some Necro DLC.
Yeah, give me Sagat.
Exactly. Where's Sagat at? Why we gotta wait till the emo for Sagat, man? That's like the. Oh well. But
that's his rant.
That's been my rant. That's been Tornado Hold number 0. This has been a little bit more of a freeform version. We're trying to be less robotic. You know, I felt like the first 2 episodes were a little bit robotic. We're gonna try to fix that. We're gonna be a little bit more freeform here. Thank you guys for listening. Like, subscribe, share. They got a little notification thing at the top. Every week you're gonna get a podcast from us so far. You might even get some quick bites in the middle of the week. We're trying to work that in. But we're working at this. We're going to try to get better. It's a work in progress. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Love you.
I was going to say, Retro, you got anything you want to say?
Oh, I jumped the gun. Thank you. Love you. Subscribe. Ring the bell. And we will do better for you next time.
Here, I'm going to get us a copyright flag. You can ring that bell. No, don't do it. Don't strike us. Don't do it. We're actually trying to do this the right way. So please support. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Did you? Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna close it like that.
Yeah, cut.
I'm probably